Please quit teaching entitlement. Entitlement is a poison. It's a poison in our society. It's a poison in young children's minds. Alright? Entitlement is an enemy, okay? But not the kind you love, alright? I don't mean the human enemy that Jesus has commanded us to love. I mean the enemy as in part of Satan, okay? Entitlement is pride. Entitlement says, I shouldn't have to put up with this. I've earned more than this. I shouldn't have to deal with this, okay? I'm jealous and I ought to have what you have because you didn't earn it as well as I did. Entitlement is disgusting, okay? It's prideful. Imagine if everyone in the world felt entitled. If I felt entitled that everyone ought to wear a jacket on a cold day, it'd offend me every time someone didn't. But say, for instance, someone did feel entitled on something and told me I ought to do this, and it offended them if I didn't. As long as it doesn't break the command of the Lord, I'd advise doing it. Jesus was saying about the Pharisees once. He said, if they're telling you to do it, do it. Alright? But don't be like them. For they'll throw burdens on people and not raise a finger to help them. And then he said, love each other. Again, most importantly, or second most importantly, because that's the second greatest commandment. He said, love each other. And loving each other is being considerate to one another. In Corinthians, it says, love is not self-serving. Alright? So don't be entitled to something. Don't feel like you shouldn't have to put up with someone who's offended with you. Alright? Jesus worked very hard not to offend people, actually. So someone was asking him if he paid the temple tax. And he said he does, and his disciples. And so, I guess his disciples, or one of his disciples and him, didn't have the tax paid yet. So he asks Peter, which people do you think these tax collectors collect taxes from? Strangers or their sons? Peter said, strangers. And then Jesus said, then the children are exempt. But so that we don't offend these people, go catch a fish, and the first one you pull up, reach into its mouth and grab out the denarius to pay for both yours and my tax. So Peter went to do that, and he did pull out of that fish's mouth the denarius. Now, if Jesus worked hard not to offend anybody, why shouldn't we do the same? I know he was the Christ, but it was by his example that we can be led. He said that no student is greater than the teacher. It is enough for the student to be like the teacher. Alright? But Jesus said love each other. So be considerate. Alright? Treat others the way you'd want to be treated. If we all felt entitled, we'd be easily offended. And Proverbs says, it's to a man's glory to overlook an offense, for a man's wisdom yields patience. So, if something is offending someone that you're doing, and it's not against God to change what you're doing, then go ahead. Change what you're doing. Be considerate to them. Love them. I know, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's like, I don't want to do that. Or I don't feel like doing that. Or I don't take orders from you. It's not always what you want to do. But if it's not against the Lord, then go ahead and do it. Alright? Be patient. Be loving. Be kind. Love is not self-serving. Jesus said he had not come to be served, but to serve. So let's also be like Jesus, to not go throughout our daily lives to be served, but to serve him, the Lord our God, by loving others and to serve others Not serve others the same way you serve God. Serve others by being considerate to them. Serve God by being obedient to Him.